Hey guys, and welcome to the FPL YouTube channel for yet another video. This time, the Game Week 2 review, Game Week 3 preview video. You can say I'll just take you through the Game Week 2, what happened, and what are the talking points, while also look at the Game Week 3 fixtures and uh, what can be the fixtures to target and how does it look. This is going to be, I'm going to try to make it as short as possible and to just discuss it on point to point and not try to go in deep with any of them. But yeah, so Brighton played Man United in the first kickoff. I think it was an even game. Man United was fine. Brighton, I think, created the more chances towards the end. They sort of had looked to take the momentum towards the end and rightly so deserved their goal towards the end. Joe Pedro, I think, is currently good for minutes. I'm not sure about the long term with Brighton having so many attacking options. With Welbeck also fixed as an attacking option at the moment. So there's one more player for Joe Pedro to challenge with. Welbeck was really, really good. Welbeck was central. Welbeck looked to get the chances when he was playing. And then once he got substituted, that's when Joe Pedro sort of took the center position and he also scored. From Man United's point of view, Ahmad did look good, did look one of their better players and did get the goal over there. And he's a fine option at 5 million. There are a few other options as well in that price bracket. Bruno, I think, was sort of dodging points today also in this game as well. 0.78 expected assist, and he sort of didn't get he did that created that big chance with Garnacho hit onto Xerxes, so which was ruled out. So that was the only thing. But Bruno, I mean, the first game he had at home, he looked more lively than in this game. But yeah, I still think he's a hold for the managers who have him. He had decent fixtures. He has good underlying stats. He's going to play most of the minutes, and he's not going to be replaced by McTominay now that he's leaving the club. So I think he is a hold for me at the moment, and will sort of give me one or two more games. So now that we've gone with him, just try to keep your patience with some of the players who you think are creating good underlying numbers. You have Eze also on the list. You have Moonies as well on the list, and sort of try to keep the trust onto them. That probably would be helpful over here. Moving on to Crystal Palace, I think as I spoke about Bruno a lot, to also talk about Eze, who's also sort of dodging points at the moment. He had zero point 0.8 for 1.2, 1.3 expected goal involvements in the first 2 weeks, and he's sort of 12 shots, most shots in the two game weeks by any player. He does look good. And he is another player who I'd say is a hold right now. I think both Bruno and Eze are dodging points at the moment, but they do have decent fixtures coming up where they can sort of catch up with the players. It's only been 2 weeks, so who knows? There will be players who are going to turn around at this point. But Crystal Palace overall have not found their rhythm yet. They're still stuff to look at, but Brentford and West Ham, two winnable games after the sort of run they had towards the end of the season. They have lost a few players from their team, but you would expect them to do a little better. They don't look like a great defense as well. They were leaking a few chances in the first two games. So as a Henderson owner, I'm not very happy with that. I think I'll still hold on to Henderson. West Ham look clinical, but their fixtures have to clear up for us to look at West Ham assets. But they look quite good. Bowen created 5 chances. He scored a goal as well with just the one shot. And Sushek, who's been another 5 million asset from the old 2021 where he was 5 million and he sort of was in most of the draft as a substitute and sort of frustrated in a few games. He's sort of he's moving back to being that asset, 5 points, 8 points in the first 2 weeks. And his underlying data is very good. And he's in the box. He's very lurking in the box. Not a bad option at 5 million. Yeah, he was good. I think West Ham were pretty good over here. They did concede chances. They should have kept a clean sheet. But solid win for West Ham to start their season off. And Crystal Palace as well should sort of look to get a win soon so that they can kick their season off. They're going away to Stamford Bridge. That should be an interesting game to watch. Chelsea was slightly open in their game. Fulham versus Leicester. I think this was also a decent game. Leicester didn't create much. Fulham was solid at the back. other than a few chances, out of which Leicester did take one. Their most attacking threat was Wout Fresh. Three shots in the box. So he sort of got the goal. But Fulham looked good. Andres Pereira created 7 chances. Emil Smith threw one big chance, one goal. Very clinical. That gets 10 points as well. Very good asset at 5.5 million. And Muniz sort of underperformed again this match. He had 7 shots. Not the best of XG shots, but still had 7 shots for a 0.58 XG. Overall, maybe he could have gotten one of them away and he could have got a goal. So Muniz is still another hold. I'd say be patient with him. But Fulham were good. Anthony Robinson was very good as well. He also would have gotten 2 assists of Muniz if Muniz had converted that chance. So Anthony Robinson, I'm happy with him in my team. He's sort of an attacking option as well. And maybe if Fulham start getting to keep clean sheets, he might be very much more valuable than that. Man City, Ipswich, I think Ipswich scored with their only shot on goal. So all Guardiola, Vico Luis owners have been very unlucky over here. It's the first shot, and it's again Edison conceding first shot on target. That was not great keeping from him. But Man City were great after that. It was all about Erling Haaland, triple captain, by the way. I think that was a great feeling. And yeah, him and De Bruyne were really involved. They were electric this game and sort of were trying to get back into their rhythm, get back to their best. And Haaland did. 3 very good. I mean, the penalty he buried away well, but the other 2 very well taken goals in different. In different comparison, different style as well. One trying to cut across the keeper and finishing, and the other one a very good finish from outside the box. So I think it's a good hat trick. I'll take the triple captain points and run away with it. Haaland looks like he's going to continue playing like this, so he's probably a very difficult player if you are to sell him in a Game Week 6 wildcard. It doesn't look at all comfortable with selling him, but there is a merit in non-Haaland drafts as well. So we'll come to that later, but. Currently, I think very happy with Haaland and will probably captain him again this week. Quickly looking at Southampton, Nottingham Forest. Southampton are the opposite of what they were last game. This game, they barely created chances. 0.21 XG is very low. Nottingham Forest were all over Southampton. They were very good. They should have probably scored a couple of more goals as well. Their centre back, the Milenkovic from Fiorentina, who they signed, he got 0.98 XG. So he should have probably scored a goal as well. Maybe an aerial threat. If Nottingham Forest are a good defense, they do look like a decent defense to count on. So I think he might be a decent option later when Nottingham Forest fixtures are good. Tottenham smashed Everton. I think Everton were very poor at the back. They have had a terrible start to the season. 2 goals, 2 games, 0 goals scored, 7 goals conceded. They've not been great. Pickford had a howler of a game. Multiple mistakes, didn't look confident at all. And Everton had very little in this game. And Tottenham were just going all out attack. They had Kulusevski, Maddison starting in midfield 2, and then Son was starting along with Brennan Johnson and one more. So I think they were sort of very attacking, and Son was central. Son was very good this game. In the absence of Solanke, I think he'll probably be playing the central. So if Solanke didn't miss a single game last season, so if Solanke does miss a few games, then Son might be a good option. But after that, I'm not sure about Son as a long-term option. But did prove that he's still got it. He's still the player, and he's still worth 10 million. For Arsenal, I think the scoreline doesn't suggest how the game went. Arsenal were very good for most of the game, but Arsenal sort of held their nerves and prevailed with those 2 late goals. Watkins should have scored 2 big chances he had, and I'm not sure how he missed both of them. One was surely a spectacular save from Raya, but it was a disappointing performance from a Villa point of view because they did create a lot of chances. They should have taken away and they should have taken something out of this game. Arsenal weren't at their best, so that says something about it. But I'm happy with the Arsenal clean sheet as well. They are very capable of keeping clean sheets multiple in a row. So Gabriel looks like a good asset, and also a double up of Gabriel and Saliba in Game Week 6 is something I'm buying on. Coming to the Wolverhampton-Chelsea game, this was a basketball game. I think very end-to-end, especially the first half. I think Wolves were creating a lot of chances. Chelsea were creating a few chances as well, 2-2. It was a brilliant first half. Second half, I think at the start, the game just was taken away quickly by the Madueke hat-trick from 48 minutes to 64th minute. I think it was quick and all very similar goals, and that took away the game from Wolves. But they were decent. They created more XG than Chelsea as well. I think they were pretty good in by their own right. So I would say yeah, Wolverhampton could be a team to look from their attacking point of view. Cunha looked good. Strand Larsen, another 5.5 striker who did start, looked good, as well as his link up with Cunha was very, very good. So he could be starting games ahead. So when the fixtures clear up, these could be some options because Wolves do look attacking. Although I would not touch their defense, I think their defense is sort of very, very bad this season.
Now coming to the NKUNKU replacements, the talk of the week, very most important talk of the week, is very popularly owned, and nobody expected this to happen. Him coming off before 60 minutes in the first game and then not starting second game at all, came in the 83rd minute, ahead of Neto, who Mariska had said is not ready to play this game. Start this game. So it was a little disappointing. So I think it's definitely a sell. I've already sold it for Rogers before the price drop, and I think there are a few good options in the cheaper price bracket, which could enable you to get a Salah or a Palmer or a Watkins next week. So I think definitely Smith Rowe is an option. He did well this week. As I mentioned earlier, Ahmad could be an option. Sushek could be an option, but not so exciting. I think Rogers, Smith Rowe are the best two options. Semenyo is probably there as well as one of the better options. At 6.5 bracket, you also have Garnacho and Bailey, but I don't know. I'd avoid them. I'd just downgrade to either Rogers or a Smith Rowe. I think I look at Rogers as the priority right now. So that is with the Chelsea assets.
Bournemouth as a Newcastle, I think Bournemouth dominated this game. Bournemouth should have won this game. Newcastle didn't look at it at all. Gordon did score the goal. Gordon was the most lively player for Newcastle, both goal and assist wise. But Isak was not very involved. He had 5 shots in the box, but very low XG. Didn't look his best. And Bournemouth looked solid at home. I think they were a very good team at home. Evan Wilson might become a very good option as well soon. At 6 million for Bournemouth, someone I'm again buying on my wild card in game week 6. Finally, coming to the Liverpool Brentford game, I think Liverpool have multiple good options to talk about. Very good game for Liverpool. They're creating high XG. They're conceding very low XG. A couple of easy fixtures will be interesting to see go on and see how it is. But Liverpool look much more solid than they do look. They did look with Klopp under certain oppositions in a part of the season. So I think it's a much more controlled game. So they will be expected to keep Liverpool clean sheets. That will make Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson and even Van Dijk very good assets. So it could be again double Liverpool could be on the season, but also their midfield currently very good. Luis Diaz 14 points was very lively. Is sort of top for XGI among all Liverpool players so far this season. More than Salah, more than Jota, almost the same as Trent. Trent also has been brilliant. He's been dodging points. I'd say even though he's gotten two clean sheets, he should have gotten more in both the games. And Salah was just bread and biscuit for him to sort of score goals against teams at home. Very good goal, very well taken goal. He's going to continue to tick along, and he's going to be someone who I would be making plans for to get in Game Week 4. So that's something I have to keep an eye on. So that's it from the Liverpool game. I think Jota was also fine. I think he will also be in the mix. And all the front three will be chipping along with goals. So all of them are very good assets. Salah is just the insurance with 90 minutes penalties and all that. But you have to pay a lot more for that as well. So that's it with the fixtures. Before that, let's just quickly go to the individual stats. Haaland was top for XGI this week again, 1.83 XGI. The stats are taken from Fantasy Football Scout. Semenyo, interestingly, is currently second, and he was very lively again this week. Both again 3 chances created, 7 shots in the box, 5 shots. So 7 shots, 5 in the box. Should have come away with a return as well. De Bruyne looked very good this week. Son looked very good this week. Two assets who are probably lower in the list of, if you want to put a list of Salah, Saka, Palmer, Foden, De Bruyne, and Son. I think De Bruyne and Son will be 5th and 6th, but they showed that purely because of the age factor as well. But they showed that they still got it and they still elite, and they showed that this weekend. Welbeck very central, as I mentioned earlier. Nothing much other than that to mention over here. A couple of names of note with Strand Larsen, Evan Nilsson all in this list, who could be options later as well. Tavernier as well. He was pretty good this weekend. Quickly going to the chances created sheet as well. Just to review, as I mentioned, Pereira created 7 chances, looking good at Fulham, but not that high expected goal chances. McNeil created 6 chances. He was one of the shining lights in that toothless Everton team at the moment. He created 6 chances. Bowen created 5 chances. De Bruyne, Farmer, Diaz, all creating a few good chances. Two big chances created by Farmer as well as Semenyo. So that's something to note. There are these players are high volume chance creators as well. And Semenyo does sort of catch my eye at 5.5 million in a game week 6 wildcard. He could be very very good. Trent Alexander-Arnold, again, one to note, 0.68 XGI. He's sort of had a 1.7, 1.8 XGI in the first 2 games, coming back with zero returns. That's sort of disappointing. I do expect him to return soon, though. So he is a very good asset. I'm happy with him at the moment. Finally, let's just move into the game week 3 preview, which is why we are here. Arsenal versus Brighton. I think this could be a closer game than a lot of people expected earlier, because Arsenal are fine defensively, but they're not at their level best. Brighton are good currently. They're good both attacking and defensive wise. So it's gonna be not gonna be an easy game. That being said, I expect Arsenal to win. I probably expect them to keep a clean sheet as well. So I think I'm happy having owning the likes of Gabriel, Saliba, and as well as Saka and Havertz, whoever them. And it's a good fixture to look forward to. I might captain Saka. I have him under my consideration that I'll come back to talk about when I talk about the other captaincy options as well. But good fixture overall. If I don't have a priority transfer, then I just keep if I want to save the transfer, I'd just keep and start Joao Pedro. I wouldn't sort of try to sell someone else to not play Joao Pedro. If you want to hold the player, hold the transfer, then to get Salah next week, I think it's fine to sort of hold Joao Pedro this week and even start him in this game. But if you do have like a Smith Rowe to rotate him with, then obviously you start the other player, because Arsenal away is probably the hardest fixture from an attacking point of view. Brentford, Southampton. I expect Brentford to win this game. And Bomo, Wissa, decent options. Another game where we can clearly look an eye on them and see how good they are. Maybe if they can keep a clean sheet, Flecken could be the template goalkeeper from game week 6. So that's something to look at. Everton against Bournemouth. I'm not sure if Everton can win this game. Bournemouth are looking good. It's a game that probably ends in a draw, but Everton could be in real trouble if they lose this game as well. Ipswich versus Fulham. It's an interesting game. Finally, Ipswich are playing someone other than Liverpool and Man City. We have to see how they come. So I'm not sure of a Robinson clean sheet. I will definitely start him though. I think he's a very attacking player as well. And starting Muniz as well. Maybe he gets a goal or two. Ipswich are the top for expected goal conceded from the first 2 games. But I'm not sure if that's going to continue. But they'll still concede a few chances. Leicester Aston Villa, very good fixture for Aston Villa. And my new signing for the week, I made an early transfer after so long. But I have brought in Morgan Rogers for Christopher Nkunku for the price drop. So Rogers is in my team. Hopefully, no big issue, and I can just continue starting that team of mine. And I'm happy with him. Aston Villa have 4 fixtures, very good fixtures from an attacking point of view. So happy to have Rogers at the moment. Leicester, I'm not sure that there are many assets to invest in over there. Coming to Nottingham Forest Wolves, I think Nottingham Forest looking good. Maybe keep an eye on their attack. Morgan Gibbs-White, I'd be happy holding him if I have him. Wood, I'd be happy holding him if I have him. So it's a game where Wolves are a little leaky and Nottingham Forest could get a few goals. So can Wolves. But it will be another test for Nottingham Forest defense, and we can sort of have more in the sample size of whether they're a good defense or not. West Ham versus Man City, Erling Haaland, I think I'm captaining him this week. Saka is definitely in consideration, but Haaland is currently in very good form and he will probably... last season, he had 1.3, 1.5 XG over here and came back only with 1 goal. No, sorry, 2.6 XG and came back only with 1 goal. That was the fixture. Maybe he gets at least 1.5 XG, then he comes back to 2 goals this time, and that would be a great thing for captain. I think he's good. I think he's going to be as a captain this week. West Ham, Bowen might be decent for this team, but in the longer run, same with Kudus. Coming back to Man City, I think Rico Lewis will probably start again this week. Guardiola will probably start again this week. I think De Bruyne will probably start again this week. Foden could be back. So a lot of newer things to know about the Man City so before they become much more solid, and more options open up from Man City if you want alternatives to Erling Haaland. Chelsea against Crystal Palace. This is another very good game. I think Chelsea will be wanting to back up with their win with another win over here. Crystal Palace won't be liking to go 3 losses out of 3 after the end of they had to the previous season. Should be a good game. Both teams will try to go for the win over here. So I am happy having Eze. I think Chelsea are not a great defense, so Eze can be getting a goal or a return this game. Newcastle versus Spurs, last two fixtures have been 4-0 and 6-1 or something. Newcastle always have loved playing Spurs at home. So maybe it's a turnaround for assets like Isak and Gordon. Gordon already returned. I'm not sure about Lewis Hall starting, though. I think he'll probably. It's a very tricky thing. But I'm going to hold him in my bench. I'm happy starting Alexander Arnold, Gabriel, and Robinson in my defense for the next few games. So I'm going to hold him in my bench. With Spurs, I think Son is a good asset to play. Solanke, wait and watch. Ange will have news about him, definitely. And then you'll see about whether you want to transfer Solanke or not. I think transferring Solanke this week doesn't make sense until you get more news about him. If he's out, then you can sell him. But until that, you should hold him. Now that you've held him so long from last game week as well. So he's a hold at the moment. Pedro Porro is a very good asset as well. Could probably exploit the Newcastle defense, who have not been looking good so far. I would not be happy owning any of the Newcastle defenders at the moment, even if it's Livramento got substituted at 58 minutes. So I'm not very happy with that as well. And coming back to the big game for the weekend, it's Man United Liverpool. I expect this to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a high intense, high pressure game against both the teams will want to play their best football against the other. Man United will be a very hard team to beat. So I think Liverpool should be at their best. Maybe attacking wise, they can get a few goals as well. It will be a very interesting test for Arne Slot's Liverpool over here and how they can manage their control of a game over here. Because last in Klopp's time, you can see that this fixture in particular is like very attacking and sometimes very open that Man United exploit Liverpool. So that's up with the weekend review and next weekend preview. And we will be coming back with more content. There's going to be Not Sitting on the Fence by Anshuman tomorrow, and then like a final press conference video that I will be doing where I'll be showing my team as well. So hit the like button, guys. Hit subscribe and please share our channel. And let's come back to chat about more videos.